New York City. The US Open is just days away. Eala is preparing for the biggest Grand Slam of her career. And the stakes have never been higher, a record-breaking $108 million prize purse. The women's singles champion will take home a staggering $5.5 million, that's roughly $339 million. And for the first time in tennis history, every player in the main draw is guaranteed at least $140,000, about $8.6 million. Just for stepping onto the court. Just because something is going well doesn't mean it's going to go well forever. You have to work for it, Eala has said. And she's right. Because for Eala, this tournament is about so much more than money. A deep run at the US Open could push her into the top 15. A quarterfinal appearance could earn her 430 ranking points. A semifinal run could put her on the doorstep of the top 10. And a championship victory would catapult her into the sports elite, but for Eala, the real goal isn't the money. It isn't even the ranking. It's the legacy. It's the history. It's the chance to show the world, and millions of Filipinos watching at home, that she belongs among the best. This is the story of how one tournament could change everything. The money is life-changing. But the goal is much bigger. Subscribe to Tennis Pulse and hit the notification bell for more tennis news, drama, and analysis every day. Before we talk about Eala's bigger goals, let's talk about the numbers. Because the 2026 US Open is offering a record-breaking prize purse that is turning heads across the sports world, the United States Tennis Association has announced a total prize pool of $108 million, a staggering 20% increase from the $90 million offered in 2025. The growth is even more striking when compared with 2024, when the tournament distributed $75 million. In just 2 years, the US Open prize pool has ballooned by 44%. The numbers only get more impressive from there. Simply earning her place in the 128-player singles main draw guarantees Eala at least $140,000, or more than $8.6 million, before she even scores a victory. This is reportedly the biggest first-round payout in tennis history. Could Eala match or surpass her performance from last year by reaching the second round, her earnings will jump to $190,000. Or approximately $11.7 million. Eala earned $154,000, or $8.79 million, after reaching the second round of the US Open last year, her first Grand Slam main draw victory as a professional. But the real money is at the end of the tournament. A run into the quarterfinals is worth $780,000, while reaching the semifinals guarantees $1.45 million. The singles finalists will compete with an extraordinary amount of money on the line, with the runner-up receiving $2.8 million and the champion walking away with a record $5.5 million. Will also be more money at stake for the rising Filipina sensation as she is set to compete in the mixed doubles event alongside Canadian star Felix Auger-Aliassime. The pair is guaranteed to share $35,000, or around $2.1 million, simply for entering the mixed doubles main draw, with the prize increasing as they advance in the tournament. Eala's biggest payday so far came during her historic Wimbledon campaign last July, where she reached the round of 16 and earned around $24.3 million. She also pocketed roughly $19 million for reaching the semifinals of the Miami Open before collecting around $15.4 million after capturing her first Women's Tennis Association title at the Washington Open earlier this month. US Open offers Eala her biggest payday yet. But for Eala, the money is just the beginning. While the prize money is impressive, Eala's sights are set on something even more valuable, her ranking. Eala is currently ranked number 20 in the WTA official rankings but could very well climb to number 18 according to live tracking pending the official update after the Cincinnati Open. She is already the first Filipina player to earn a US Open main draw seeding in history. The US Open offers Eala a chance to climb even higher. A deep run could push her firmly toward the top 15 and potentially even higher. The top 10 is not out of the question, although reaching that level will require a significant run in New York. Points equation is straightforward, if demanding. Eala's Washington title brought 500 points, while a championship run in New York would deliver 2,000 points and send her directly toward the top 10. A more measured target would be 2 or 3 wins. Reaching the last 16 would be worth 240 points and could push her toward the top 15 for the first time. A quarterfinal would earn 430 points, a semifinal 780, and a runner-up finish 1,300 points. A solid run could push Eala to top 15, with a deep run at least until the semifinals catapulting her to the doorstep of the top 10. A win all the way would put her inside the elite of the elite. World-class tennis coach Rick Macci, who has coached Grand Slam champions Serena and Venus Williams, Jennifer Capriati, and Maria Sharapova, believes the 21-year-old Filipina's ability to take time away from her opponents makes her one of the most dangerous rising stars on the professional tour. On hard courts, she takes it to another level. She'll be in the top 5 by the end of the year, Macci said. Alex Eala's game is on the rise because she plays the ball first and foremost, not so much her opponent. Her tennis is about taking time away from the opponent, shortening the court, and hitting the ball early, inside the baseline. She has very clean ground strokes on both sides, Macci added. The 9-5 overall career record against top 10 players, including 7 this season alone. Eala has proven that she has what it takes to stand her ground against the Titans. But come the US Open, the goal is to show it consistently under the brightest of lights and on the biggest of stages. But for Alex Eala, the real goal is not money or ranking points. It's something far more profound. It's about leaving a legacy. At only 21 years old, Eala has accumulated a series of firsts that have transformed her from a promising young athlete into a figure of imminent cultural relevance. In 2025, she became the first tennis player from the Philippines to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal and the first Filipina to enter the WTA Top 100. She later became the first Filipina to step into a WTA Tour singles final. A year has passed, and the milestones keep coming. She became the first Filipina to reach the 3rd round of a Grand Slam in the Open era before making an even bigger statement at Wimbledon, where she defeated defending champion Iga Swiatek to become the first player from the Philippines to enter the 2nd week of a singles major. Recently, she defeated top-seeded American tennis player and world number 4 Jessica Pegula 4-6, 6-4, 6-0 and won the Mubadala City DC Open, becoming the first from the Philippines to capture a WTA Tour-level singles title. The victory pushed her toward a career-high world ranking of number 20. Although these wins are historic, the larger significance of Eala's rise lies somewhere beyond the scoreboard. As Adobo magazine notes, Eala's career is a creative act. She is not simply succeeding within an established narrative of Pinoy achievement, rather, she helps create something anew. There is something powerful about seeing a Filipino walk onto center court at Wimbledon, compete against some of the biggest names in women's tennis, and carry the Philippines with her. When Eala defeated Iga in July, she reflected on the emotional weight of the moment by acknowledging herself as a young girl in the Philippines, training after school with her brother and grandfather. Achievement may seem small, but for someone who grew up in the Philippines, this is everything, she said during her speech. No, I went to train with my brother and grandfather every day after school with my ruffled socks and my light-up shoes, and my chubby cheeks, so to her this is everything, she added. That perspective matters because representation is more than recognition. It is the moment an unfamiliar possibility begins to feel within reach. When people break through a space where they have rarely been seen, they leave behind more than a record, they leave a path. For young Filipinos watching Eala compete on the world's biggest courts, that path can begin to look less distant. Professional tennis, elite sports, or even a career in a field where Filipinos remain underrepresented no longer feels like an idea reserved for someone else. There is now a face, a story, and a point of reference. Alex Eala does not walk onto the court alone. She carries the hopes and dreams of millions of Filipinos with her. And that weight, that responsibility, is something she embraces. The Eala effect is a phenomenon that has taken the tennis world by storm. Wherever she plays, the fans follow. They don't just watch, they transform stadiums into celebrations of Filipino pride. In Toronto, tournament director Carl Hale described it as unlike anything he had seen in 20 years. In Cincinnati, 53,000 ticket requests flooded the system when Eala's appearance was announced. Fans have traveled from across the region, despite the local Filipino population in Cincinnati being estimated at fewer than 2,000, staying glued to their seats past midnight to back their 21-year-old sensation. Former player Sam Querrey noted that Eala's presence helped drive the price of tickets up by $160 per ticket on center court. The impact goes beyond just ticket sales. Eala's journey has reignited interest in tennis in the Philippines, a country obsessed with basketball, boxing, and beauty queens. Tennis has historically been much less popular, until Eala burst onto the scene. To young tennis players like 14-year-old Palarong Pambansa gold medalist Maristela Torrecampo, Eala is an inspiration. Like Alex, I want to win at Wimbledon, WTA, and various tournaments around the world, Torrecampo said. She inspired me so much. I looked up to her since I was little. Eala herself acknowledges the responsibility. I'm so grateful that I am able to share my triumphs, most especially my recent run at Wimbledon, with the country, she said at a reception in Malacanang Palace. As we say, this is our victory. I cannot begin to describe how overjoyed I am to see how my progress has been received by the Filipino people. US Open will be no different. New York has the largest Filipino population outside the Philippines, roughly 94,000 Filipinos living in the city, with the highest concentration in Queens, where the US Open takes place. The stadiums will be packed. The flags will be waving. And Eala will feel the support of a nation behind her. The US Open is the final Grand Slam of the year. And for Alex Eala, it represents the culmination of a breakthrough season that has already exceeded all expectations. Eala came into the 2026 season ranked number 50 in the world. She will leave the season, regardless of what happens in New York, as a top 20 player. She has won her first WTA title. She has beaten 9 top 10 opponents. She has reached the second week of a Grand Slam. She has inspired millions, but Eala is not content. Her coach, Joan Bosch, said it best, Alex is very good. The question of how good she can be nobody knows. The question or the goal is how many years, how many matches and how many tournaments she will give her best, like she is now. She was in the top 50, I felt she was far from the 20s. Now she is 20 and you see the top 10 a lot closer. But it's not a goal. The goal is always to be better than the year before, and if you do that, most probably your ranking will be almost the same or better. The US Open is the next step in that journey. The prize money is life-changing. The ranking points are significant. But for Alex Eala, the real goal is something much bigger. It's about proving that a girl from Quezon City, who learned to play on converted basketball courts, can compete with the best in the world. Eala is already the most successful Filipino tennis player in history, male or female. But she is not satisfied. She wants more. More Grand Slam runs. More titles. More history. The US Open is an opportunity. An opportunity to take the next step. An opportunity to show the world that she is here to stay. An opportunity to leave a legacy that will inspire generations of Filipinos to come. Subscribe to Tennis Pulse and hit the notification bell for more tennis news, drama, and analysis every day.